The rain poured relentlessly that night, hitting the pavement like 1,000 tiny bullets, splattering across the dimly lit gas station. The neon open sign flickered in the distance, casting its faint glow over the otherwise lonely scene. In the midst of the storm, a man in his late 30s, dressed in a weathered t-shirt and jeans, was refueling his old Ford truck. His face, worn by the trials of life, seemed tense, his mind occupied with the unrelenting struggles of single parenthood. Across from him, a young woman sat on the wet concrete, clutching her stomach with both hands, her face contorted in pain. She wore a thin, wet dress that clung to her body, the rainwater soaking her hair and face. Her breath was ragged, her body trembling not just from the cold, but from something much deeper. As she wiped away the tears, she looked at her phone, desperately searching for someone, anyone to help. But there was no one. The man noticed her then. At first, he didn't know what to do. He had his own problems, his own life to figure out. But something about the woman's vulnerable state pulled at his heart. He hesitated for only a moment before he walked toward her, his shoes squelching in the waterlogged ground. "Are you all right?" he asked, his voice low but genuine. She looked up at him, her eyes filled with fear and pain, and shook her head slowly. I don't know. I'm in labor and I can't reach anyone. My car broke down and I'm all alone," she whispered, her voice breaking. Without another word, the man crouched beside her. He had no idea how to deliver a baby or what to do in this situation. But he knew one thing: she needed help. She didn't need someone to ask questions or tell her everything. Would be fine. She just needed someone who cared. "My name's Jack," he said softly. "I've got a daughter myself. I'm not going anywhere. We're going to get through this." The woman's eyes softened, but she was still hesitant, unsure whether to trust this stranger who had appeared out of nowhere. "You don't have to do this," she murmured, feeling the overwhelming fear of the unknown well up inside her. Jack smiled reassuringly, though he couldn't help but feel his own uncertainty. "Trust me, I've been through tough situations. We'll get through this together. Let's get you somewhere safe." Jack's heart raced as he helped her to her feet, supporting her with one arm. His thoughts raced as well. His daughter, Lucy, was only a few years younger than this woman, and the thought of anyone being in such distress, especially while pregnant, ignited something protective inside him. He didn't know if she was capable of standing on her own, so he held her close. The rain continued to pour, and as Jack helped her toward the gas station office, he noticed something strange. Despite her disheveled appearance, there was an air of elegance about her. Her phone was a new model, and she wore a necklace that glinted even in the low light. But Jack didn't think much of it. His mind was solely on getting her help. They reached the small office, where the warmth of the building provided them with a brief respite from the storm. The woman, her name was Sarah, sat on a chair, still shaking, as Jack hurried to fetch the attendant to call an ambulance. As he turned to leave, Sarah stopped him. "Thank you, really," she said, her voice soft but sincere. "I don't know what I would have done without you." Jack shook his head. "No need to thank me. I'm just doing what anyone would do." But Sarah seemed to be watching him more closely now, her gaze lingering for a moment longer than usual. "Actually, there's something I should tell you," she said, her voice hesitant. I'm not just a regular person. I'm a CEO. I run a tech company, and I've been dealing with a lot of pressure lately. This whole thing, I wasn't prepared for it." Jack blinked, momentarily stunned by her words. The CEO of a company? Here at a gas station? In the middle of a storm? It didn't seem to fit with the woman in front of him, the woman who was so vulnerable and scared. "You're the CEO of a tech company?" Jack asked, still processing what she had said. Sarah nodded. "Yeah, I've spent years building my company from the ground up. But none of that matters right now. I'm just a woman in need. I've been working so hard that I've neglected myself. I didn't even think to plan for this, or even tell anyone that I was expecting. But now here I am, stranded and scared, and I'm not sure what to do next." Jack could sense the weight of her words, the raw vulnerability behind them. She had built an empire, but it had come at the cost of something more precious: her peace of mind, her ability to connect with others. In this moment, all of that power seemed so far away. As the ambulance arrived, Jack helped Sarah inside, his thoughts swirling. He wasn't sure what would come of this encounter. After all, he was just a single dad, struggling to make ends meet. And here she was, a powerful businesswoman, wealthy beyond measure. It didn't seem possible that their worlds would ever align in any meaningful way. But Sarah, as the paramedics attended to her, looked at him one last time. "Jack," she said, her voice firm but kind, "I won't forget this. You saved me today, and if you ever need anything, don't hesitate to reach out. I mean it." Jack didn't know what to say. It wasn't about the recognition or what she could offer him. It was about doing the right thing. But there was a part of him that felt a spark of something else. Something deeper. Days passed and Sarah recovered in the hospital. Jack went back to his regular life, focusing on his daughter, Lucy, and the challenges of raising her as a single parent. But the memory of that night stayed with him. Sarah's strength and her vulnerability, the way their paths had crossed, at that moment in time. And as the days turned into weeks, something began to change in Jack's life. One afternoon, Jack received a call that would change everything. "Jack, it's Sarah. I hope I'm not interrupting anything." "Sarah? No, not at all. What's going on?" "I've been thinking about you a lot lately. What you did for me, it meant the world. And I want to help. I want to make sure that you and Lucy have what you need." Jack was stunned. "I don't know what to say." "You don't have to say anything, just let me help. I have connections, resources, and I want to offer you something. Let's meet up." The offer was unexpected, but Jack agreed. Over the course of the following months, Sarah became a mentor to him, showing him how to navigate the business world and offering him opportunities he never would have dreamed of. She introduced him to contacts who could help him secure a better job, and she even supported him with childcare so that he could focus on building a future for himself and his daughter. As Sarah and Jack's friendship grew, they both realized that life had a way of bringing people together when they least expected it. For Jack, it wasn't about the wealth or the power. What mattered was the kindness and generosity that Sarah had shown him when he had no idea who she was. And for Sarah, she realized that true success wasn't measured by money. It was about the people who stood by you when it mattered most. The night at the gas station had brought them together, two strangers from different worlds, and had shown them both that sometimes the most important things in life weren't the things you could buy. It was the relationships, the kindness, and the understanding that truly made a difference. If you enjoyed this story and want more inspiring tales, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel, Whispers of Kindness. Your support means the world to me. And remember, sometimes a small act of kindness can change everything. Thank you for watching.